handicapped son, and he needed support systems all around. There weren't any.
Back in the day, there was really very limited options for what parents can do, who they could turn to. Most people were institutionalized in large state-run institutions.
The conditions really needed to be changed. It was horrible to see how these children were treated.
And she decided no other person in our community should have to go through the loneliness that she was feeling at the time. So she wrote up a proposal to open up a group home. She gave that to Nishei Avas Chesed, which stood for Women's League. Meanwhile, Geraldo Rivera took his stolen key and his camera and went into Willowbrook, the big state institution, and exposed the horrors of institutionalization.
When that happened, the state was looking for agencies to open up facilities, and they came to us.
The Women's League, Nishei Avas Chesed, Women's League for Community Services, opened up their residence. It grew and grew and grew, became its own organization. Recently, we changed our name to Makor Disability Services to convey that we do so much more than residences. So here we are.
Ms. Warman was a powerhouse. Women's League was an extension of her house. It was before the days of Medicaid-funded programs. It was a group home. It was an adult home that there was very little funding. So when there was a meeting, it was done in her living room. When we went on an outing, we borrowed the Warman's car.
I started the organization with one home, but very soon after, I realized that there was a tremendous need for more. So we went from one to two other homes within a year and a half. 40 years later, we had 33 facilities.
My brother was in Willowbrook, and Mrs. Warman came to my mother, and it was Mrs. Warman's second home that she was opening up, and she invited Ivan to come. And it's night and day. He was given a home, he was given a family. It was a real miracle for my mom and dad to have Mrs. Warman come to them and see them.
Our consumers are just as important as our children. And I think it makes a tremendous difference. Tremendous difference in the care they get, a difference in the way the parents feel. It's the way it should be. I've had relationships with parents, with siblings. They're all, thank God, very happy.
I really believe that this is an organization worth fighting for, and I feel honored that I can sit here and talk about Makor, and, you know, because it's in my heart. And I know that this is an organization that really works.
We go the extra mile. We think about the person first. Mrs. Warman has imbued that in every staff person here. That's where the success of Makor comes from.
She permeated the walls of Women's League in a very powerful way. And many of us who worked here for many years have learned so much from her.
Mrs. Warman's retiring is going to definitely leave a hole, but it's going to be a hole that's filled with her legacy. Atmosphere and the philosophies and the approach that she built into the fabric of the agency is I think, going to stay around for a long, long time.
When people like Mrs. Warman are honored, then it sometimes will produce another Mrs. Warman. Someone listens, they hear, they learn, and they grow.
I'm really happy to have had the chus to start this organization and to have worked with such wonderful people as my staff. I never dreamt that the organization would be what it is today. And the hard work of our staff, we would never be where we are. Not in growth and not in accomplishment. They are the best